Alright, guys. It is time for a big old best of 5 between Team Liquid's Clem. Here in the grand finals, the EPT number 117 EU Weekly. So it's the ESL EU Weekly. And he's going to be doing a Proxy Barracks double gas up against NEEB, who I don't think is on Ting anymore. Let me know in the Twitch chat if anyone knows. Does he have a new team yet? I think he just recently left Ting after many years with them. And, you know, I'm kind of happy about it, guys. Not to spite pro gamers. I do like them, you know, having good contracts and teams. And when they stay with them for a long time, usually it means they're being treated really well. You know, any relationship coming to an end, normally I'd be a bit, you know, happy about. But for NEEB, I'm kind of happy about this because he honestly, when we were overseas at events and I'd be like, God damn it, I don't have any service, or I paid $50 to get some crappy sim here. And NEEB would be there and he'd be like, I have unlimited roaming. And I'm like, I get it, you're sponsored by a phone company. And he looks there with his stupid cocky grin. He's like, I have unlimited data overseas. Oh. And we're like in China or something. I'm like, I hate you, NEEB. Stop it, seriously. But anyway, so now I get to laugh at him next time. He doesn't have that unlimited roaming anymore. I bet he's gonna have to pay for his own phone bill. So get wrecked. Get wrecked. Obviously, I'm sure they were paying him a nice salary as well. Nonetheless, let's talk about the game. Clem coming in with a Reaper very early. Of course, the bunker does get up on the natural. NEEB didn't try to fight that, guys. NEEB's just going to build a shield battery and defend with stalkers, but a little too slow to pull the probe back. So the bunker gets up, right? Gets a probe, goes back, gets in the bunker, and you always want to build 2 Reapers for this just to create a bit more of a problem for the opponent. Now this probe still being a bit of a cheeky dickhead, does see the command center and the pull-off gas, so NEEB really doing his job there, knowing that he's not in any trouble. That shield battery is maybe a little slow though. Does build that out of range of the bunker. And the Stalker is of course there. The Reapers can always pop out and jump up here and go in the main. So you've got to be kind of careful to not commit too much to fighting down here, and then the Reapers jump in and kill 2 more probes. Now, going Stargate Phoenix after this is the modern meta way of doing it. I learned this off watching Max Packs. It seems like NEEB, I know he's a big fan of Oracle openings though, so he might actually just go Oracle on the Stargate. We'll see exactly what goes on. And, oh, Stalker Zealot doing their thing. Oh, okay. SCV popping in and out for the bit of repair. Some grenades just to be nice and annoying. The micro on both sides pretty hectic, but that bunker will go down. He can kill it. He kills the bunker. No cell on the bunker for Clem. Ooh, Clem. Actually, guys, if you can sell the bunker, it only takes 5 seconds. You get 75 minerals back at the 100, but stayed a bit too long trying to be annoying. Now, of course, that does disrupt NEEB from probing up his natural expansion, but it is going to be... He started the Phoenix, cancelled it, built an Oracle. Okay, interesting. Now, the reason why is after this opening, almost every Terran player will go either Widowmine drop or Hellion drop. Usually Widowmine drop. Phoenix just shuts that down really well. And this is why rushing Phoenix afterwards, even though you've opened up with 3 Stalkers, has become so popular, because you know they're going to follow up with a quick drop. You have 2 or 3 Phoenix, you just pick up the Widowmines, they can't do anything, and it's just such a good start for the Protoss player. So I think the build order Clem's doing here has become obvious, because the Terrans need to find some other variation that does really well versus the Phoenix. They need to go straight Cyclone sometimes or something like that. We'll see how it goes. 2 Hellions and a Reaper. No Phoenix being out just yet. The first one's going to pop, second one will be out soon. Stalker sees the medevac, that's big. Guys, remember those units on the natural going to come in from the right side. He's just going to cop a couple of probe losses here. No! Idiot probe just lured him to his buddies. Well, this Phoenix should be able to disable this Widowmine, so that is okay. I'm going to take that Widowmine out, and he can drop it now and go after that medevac. Reaper Hellion runs in, though. They get 2 probes. The Oracle will hunt down the Reapers. Can it get the Hellion as well? No, the Hellion does get out. But yeah, I do think that was a situation where if he'd gone 2 Phoenix, he could have completely stopped the Widowmines from burrowing. Obviously, NEEB with a bit of miss micro did lure a shot into his other probes. But he immediately follows this up with a 3rd base, all off 1 gate, 1 Stargate. He's got map control now. He does find the medevac on the way home. It's only got 50 hit points. If it boosts, maybe it can survive. Quick repair, quick repair, quick repair, quick repair. Oof. Thankfully, there aren't extra Phoenix flying in. Speaking of which, I've got a little clip to show you guys. After this game, we're going to show you a little clip from earlier in the tournament. I think it was the quarterfinals where Clem played Petit Drogo and had a very similar situation to that. So anyone who's watching live, remind me in Twitch chat to show you guys after game 1. It's a goodie. 3 barracks, factory, starport are up. No 3rd command center down just yet. So he's just going to be going for that upgrade push, right? Stim, combat shields, +1, and medevacs all line up around the same time. Lots of Marines to start, then Marauders later. And, oh, he's going to try and sneak a drop across. But look at this. NEEB with the map control. He's going to spot it. Turn around, Clem. Go home. Turn around. Go home, Clem. Go home, Clem. Going to try and just fight that off, but already being spotted, he has to go back. Now, the aim here was to sneak around the very edge of the map, unload, and kill a whole bunch of probes. Especially if there weren't buildings over here, you can secretly unload in the corner of the base, stim in, do really good damage. But notice how NEEB's actually kind of walled off that right side of his base, so you'd have to come in the top, and then you could still run out the bottom. But actually, this is the only way in and out. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. Oracle with Revelation knows there's no third command center. It's going to be charged Phoenix for NEEB. So what's that? 8 gateways. He's got 3 bases up. He's not probing right now. So he's really respecting this push. He's saying, I just want to have enough zealots to crush this push. So NEEB is kind of playing what I would call a defensive, not quite a defensive all-in, but it's almost like a defensive, let's call it a defensive all-in. It's a defensive timing attack. So the scan sees no probes building. You should not commit to this push as Clem if you're paying attention. But a lot of Terrans will not pay attention to that. He probably was only looking at the gas count. And he's probably thinking, oh yeah, let's go out there, let's get our push going. But the thing is, if NEEB can just jump on this with Mass Zealot Phoenix, he will not let you get home at all. That being said, charge and +1 armor aren't quite ready yet. Clem has still got a very scary push here, despite the worker count being dead even, which you'd think on low tech like this, NEEB would be massively favored. Oh, hot pickup saves a bunch of the Marines, pulls them behind the medevac. Well done. Widowmine hits there as well. Okay, NEEB needs to get some zealots flanking around from this side. He needs to cut off the rally. The Phoenix can kind of do that, but oh, he's going to have to go. NEEB has to go. NEEB's going to have to jump on this right here, right now, but it feels like Clem might have just out-macroed him, done a bit too much damage early. Phoenix trying to fight the Marines, but the Phoenix are losing that battle on the top side. Oh, no! The tank does go down, but there's still a ball of Marines with medevacs healing them. A great Widowmine shot, and that's going to be that, guys. I mean, NEEB was just behind. NEEB was just behind from the openings. That's actually insane. Clem just shoves forward. I thought, I'm like, cool. If you stop at equal workers with a Terran and Mass Zealot Phoenix, you should crush them. Apparently, no. Apparently, NEEB was just way behind from losing 6 probes earlier. Okay, so, I mean, he just was behind. I didn't realize he was so far behind. And this is obviously a very crisp 3-racks move out. He's going to be hitting about 7 minutes, which is really early. The gateways are all coming up, but charge +1's not quite done, and I guess NEEB just needed to chrono those zealots a little harder. No, not really. I don't think he could have done anything. I think maybe if he split some zealots around to cut off the rally together with the Phoenix, maybe he could have done it. But this must all come back to that early damage. And this is why I think Phoenix rather than Oracle, I guess, is better. He didn't take that much, did he, though? He chronoed probes after the early delay. The command center is so late for Clem, right? It feels like it should even out after this opening. But then somehow just the disruption here, the third base is kind of late as well because he doesn't put it down until after he deals with this. The Oracle was on the other side of the map. I think if that Oracle was at home and could have just turned the laser on right now, it might be different. But yeah, obviously that probe was a bit of a traitor. So he loses mining time on the natural. He does go back in there. And the Reaper Hellion get 2 probes. And this doesn't seem catastrophic by any means. And yet the fact that his third's not down yet, he's only on 34 probes. Apparently that's enough damage there, where being down only a couple workers while dropping double mule, very good, of course, for the Terran player. NEEB never really able to do any real harassment with his Phoenix Oracle. And I guess we're learning that yeah, you want to go straight Phoenix, because if you don't shut down that Widowmine drop, the follow-up hits you so damn hard and fast, even though he caught the drop as well. Wow. Well played by Clem, guys, yeah. He just played a really smooth, perfect timing attack. And NEEB needed 1 or 2 more rounds of Zealots and a bit of a surround to get that fight to work out for him. If he could have picked up the Widow Mines, that would have been huge as well. So I think the last thing I want to point out is when this big fight happens, you really need a Revelation on this army. But because he'd lost his Oracle, I think that was huge. Because without the Revelation, you can't fight properly. Whereas if you can Revelate, you can pick up all the Widow Mines and the tank, don't let any of them shoot. And then as long as you have enough Zealots, maybe a Guardian Shield to overwhelm the Marines, you can win the game. But without the Oracle, you have no detection. Suddenly, Widow Mines become a game-ending problem for you. Losing the Oracle is a disaster with this build order. All right, I promised you guys a clip from Clem's stream. Now, this was in the round of 8 earlier. Of course, we're casting the grand finals. Let's take a look at this clip of Clem, who's playing a similar follow-up scenario up against Stargate. I don't think this was off the same sort of aggressive opening as he's going for a third, but let's check it out. Goes to repair.
hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
I hate this so much. I don't know if I've ever done that. He goes to mass repair the medevac to keep it alive. Let's watch that again. He's like, quickly like, if I can mass repair it, the missile turret will start killing the Phoenix. He can't kill it. But then he actually just spams right click on it. And of course the SCVs hop inside. And I messaged Clem right after this to make fun of him, guys. I actually made so much fun of him after this clip. So I messaged him to make a lot of fun. Let me read Clem's response to you guys after this, because this was pretty funny. So he actually had a decent excuse for this, dude. So Clem actually said, that's so weird though. When you right click on a bunker, if the bunker isn't full life, then it actually will repair. They won't get inside. You need to tell them, you need to actually click the bunker and go load on the SCVs, right? For those who don't know, you can't actually tell an SCV to get inside a bunker. You need to tell the bunker to pick up the SCV when it's standing next to it, right? Because I don't think there's any way otherwise to get an SCV to load into a damaged bunker. You spam right click, they're just gonna repair it. So he was like, oh yeah, that'll happen with the medevac as well, right? So he repaired at the start. He did like repair click, left click. And he was like, oh, and then he wanted to try to shuffle the SCVs in closer to clump them all up. And he just right clicks to get them to continue repairing. And they all jump inside as it dies. And he loses 8 SCVs for free. Literally top 4 Terran players in the entire world didn't realize how the repair medevac mechanic worked, apparently. So, hey. All right, well, it looks like he had a good start to this series, despite that iffy decision-making in the quarterfinals. Down here in the bottom left, we've got Liquid Clem. And in the top right, it's none other than NEEB. It's good to see, mate. It is good to see a nice aggressive build from Clem finding the mark, but yeah, I think NEEB knew what was coming. If he kept that Oracle up, if he kept that Oracle alive, man, the fights can look so different when you just don't let those Widow Mines fire. And Clem had a very high damage, very low hit point army. There was almost no Marauders in there. It's mostly Marines and a single tank, you know, 1 or 2 Zealots get on the tank, it's dead, man. If you have a Zealot for even every like 2 or 3 Marines, it becomes really hard for him if he doesn't get those Widow Mines. They don't land those shots. Now, Clem scouting around for what looks like proxies on the left side and going for an engineering bay block. NEEB, oh no, we forgot to check, guys. You're always meant to come down here at about a minute, get a probe down there and check around to see if there's an engineering bay block. NEEB's being greedy, guys. This is NEEB's camera. He hasn't scouted. He's just doing really greedy. He's going to go Nexus into Cybercore, but he's going to see this and go, oh shit. And he's going to have to immediately, this is worst case scenario, dude. He's going to have to just go take a 3rd base. He's like, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible. This is really, really bad, really. Oh, he's gonna get blocked here as well? No. Oh my god, he's gonna go take the other 3rd now? Oh my god. Oh, he really wanted to take this 3rd, but the SCV spots it. Clem's like, I know you want this 3rd base. Oh no! Oh my god, NEEB is so screwed. NEEB is so screwed, guys. So he's taken the 3rd that he didn't even want to take over to the left side. It's so far away from his main. He's got a 2nd gas on the way. Oh my lord, this is bad. And Clem is just like, lol, can cancel the engineering bay now. I've got a quick factory and a reactor. Oh, this is such a good start to this grand finals for Clem. He is all over NEEB. NEEB, what are you going to do from here, mate? You need to show me some god tier power. No warp gate, so he's going to play Stargate. He does love that Stargate, I've told you guys. Loves the Oracle especially. Bunker going up. What? Oh my god, he's going to do a single bunker Marine because he knows NEEB's Nexus doesn't have vision. Oh, he's being such a D-head. Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh my god. Oh, a lot of people have been asking lately, how do you even respond to an engineering bay block? The thing is, you need to see it earlier. So if you see the SCV coming in, you just pull like a total of 5 probes. You got one down there, pull 3 or 4 more. Pros might only pull 4 probes, but usually average shows react a bit slow. You just pull 5 probes, keep probing up in your main, get a 2nd pylon, get a cybercore. Your Nexus is a little bit delayed, but as long as you just continue your build, your Nexus just goes down a bit later. You'll get rid of the engineering bay block pretty quickly, but if you scout it when it's already almost finished, it's going to take probes an hour to kill that thing. It's just not worth it. So you can build a Zealot if you want, but most importantly, you need to spot that thing earlier, and you're meant to check for it earlier. Otherwise, you are in big trouble. And oh my god, he's got no defense. The Oracle and the Adept aren't out yet. Oh no, the other Adepts are out on the map right now, pressuring. Oh, it's game, man. He's dead. He's dead. There's nothing. The Marine over there distracting the battery. An Adept gets inside. The Drilly Boys are like, lol, we can actually beat you in a fight, bro. And NEEB just taps right out. What an absolute disaster of an opening. He goes for the greedy build. And to be fair, guys, his build order is really good against most things. But this is like, Clem happened to pick probably the best opening to counteract the greedy Zero Scout opening of NEEB. NEEB rolled the dice, and he didn't just get the worst roll, he got a 1, and Clem rolled a 6. Oh, rough start to this finals. Right, we're going into game 3. Can he get the most crisp, crushing, decisive 3-0 of all time? He's done 2 very disruptive build orders. It was the 2 Reaper proxy plus bunker, into a Widowmine drop, into just a quick, crisp 3 racks push. And game 2 an Engineering Bay block, which into a quick couple of Hellions, which straight up won the game. Good way to start for Team Liquid's young gun. His opponent in the bottom left side. This is, of course, NEEB. Now, some people wonder, why do we always say NEEB? It's because NEEB is the player who at one of his early championship grand finals, as he was coming up as the great hope of North America, and I think this was late 2015, the American fans, known for sometimes booing at strange moments at different sporting events, well, the StarCraft fans apparently came up with the worst cheer of all time, where there was an entire bloody arena of people going, NEEB, which, hilariously enough, since the crowd was not mic'd up well or anything, they didn't have good crowd sounds, on the stream, everyone watching at home was like, why do they keep booing? Why are they booing everybody? Man, this American audience is so obnoxious. And it's like, no, people were there like, actually, it's not booing, guys, it's NEEB. And for some reason, it just sounded like booing on the live stream. That was the NEEB cheer. It was probably the worst cheer any player's ever had. Especially hilarious since people would like chant like Captain America and stuff for Pult, a Korean player. And yet NEEB, the literal bald eagle of America, the guy who broke the Korean winning streak of 20 years on Korean soil by winning 2016 Casper Cup, the guy who won 3 out of 4 WCS tournaments, dominating the international scene in 2017, and he gets NEEB. I'm like, what? How come Pult gets to be called Captain America, or you guys just do this stupid NEEB chant? Anyways, does have a lot of fans. A lot of his disciples of NEEB have said that, unlike some religious figures that can part the ocean, NEEB, in fact, can swim through land. Still one of the greatest quotes of all time that will never leave my brain. There's like 3 people that found that funny, and for me, it just tickled my brain in such a deep way from this like bloody 2015 meme video that I just cannot stop saying it over and over again. Whoever it was who made that video, I don't know if that was Joey, nice username, or someone else, shout out to them for a fantastic piece of a fan video. All right, guys, we're going to have a Hellion drop off a proxy starport. NEEB up here. You might see the Hellions rallying to this side. He's planning to do a proxy. It's going to be like a Phoenix Adept attack or something? What is this? What is that pylon for? What are you going to do, like a Phoenix? Or he's going to do like a triple Oracle, just Adept bus? He's going to build like a gateway here, a gateway there? He's going to go 3-gate Adept Oracle and just YOLO it? Could overwhelm, man. Yeah, he's going for the 3rd gateway at home. But does lose an Adept early. Now, on the plus side, he finds out that there's Hellions here. And actually, no, gets to safety. Recall? Or just hide in a corner, one or the other. NEEB, don't just stay in the open, bro. The Hellions are hunting you. He should have hid. Should have hidden that or recalled it, but he sees 4 Hellions. Now, Clem sees the proxy. Clem? He's got to build a bunker on that high ground right now. Yeah, he's realizing. Wait, that's a depot. That's not a bunker. I think that's meant to be a bunker, right? I mean, I know he needs a depot right now, but it's a weird place to build a depot. Not quite sure if he meant to do that. Oracle says, get out of here, you dickheads. The medevac. They want to get in the medevac so bad, but the Oracle. Oh, that's huge. Because right now, guys, he has 2 Adepts at home, and that's it. The Hellions could have caused massive damage, potentially. But now he's got to pull back, does Clem. And because NEEB's being spotted, I would like to see him drop a 3rd base and a Twilight Council. Because, like, you know that he's going to be ready. Clem is... Or is he, actually? Clem's kind of dawdling a little bit. His bunker's not ready. His Marines and tanks are coming forwards with these Hellions, but he doesn't have enough Marines to actually beat 2 Oracles. Heck no. even though one of them's only got a bit of extra energy. 5 Adepts coming forwards. If they get on top of the Marines, this might be Gigi. Adepts are going to go forward. Oracles, where's the lasers, mate? They're going to go with the lasers, but they're trying to fight the SCVs. He's just going to go for the SCVs. He's fighting the tank with the Adepts. Don't know about that one. Does get the tank, funnily enough. And 5 SCVs, so, I mean, it's not bad by NEEB, but he's got to get these Oracles out as well. I think he could have done a bit more damage, but shout out to Clem for hiding his Marines on the high ground, making sure his only anti-air didn't get gunned down. The bunker and the tank absorbed a lot of damage. And there we go, guys. Forge, Twilight, and that third base behind this. NEEB no longer committing so much since this did get spotted. Just went for the 5 Adepts. The 2 Oracle dive got some damage. We'll see what happens. Starts damaging the Starport, but that should be able to save itself, especially since the Cyclone can come forward. But, if it comes out, the Phoenix could do some damage to it, right? There we go. Cyclone's going to chase him off. Says, get out of here. Leave. Third base is up. This looks like a much better start for NEEB. He's going 4 gateways. He's up 9 workers. When you're even in workers with Terran, it feels really bad. But this time around, we've got +1 and Stim started. And then I guess after this next tank, he'll swap the factory off with his 3rd barracks. This is the sort of game where there's not as beautiful a timing available to you as Clem. You're forced to be a defensive for a little bit longer. And that affords NEEB the opportunity to build some more probes. And he's just got that big gateway explosion here. So he's going to go up 7, 8 gateways. 8 gateway charge lot Zealot, one of the best ways to play here. Notice he prioritizes armor when going for a mass Zealot versus Terran style, and that's because you really want to reduce that Marine damage and just increase the Zealot's tankiness as much as possible. Stim shields are on the way. +1 weapons. 4th gas going down for Clem. Tells us he wants to really keep up production on 2 base. I would have not gone that 4th gas just because he is actually banking a little bit this game. So I think he could get away with just using the gas bank up and then going for a quicker 4th command center. But Clem is saying, no, I'm going to constantly produce off this handful of units. Could have gone for the gas workers there, could NEEB. For now, he's just revelating. And that proxy gateway should be the first target for Clem as he moves out across this map. 8 gateways are at home, though. He's adding a robo in case an armory comes down. Might need some detection. Lots of Zealots coming in. Thinking about a 4th base in the bottom right. You guys know if you're playing Mass Zealot, it's a good base to take. He doesn't have a lot of Phoenix. He's only got 3 and a 4th one on the way. So NEEB's playing this kind of like it's a just Mass Zealot Phoenix style. Stasis Trap gets 2 SCVs there. Laser Beam comes in and gets that SCV. If he turns on the other Laser Beam, he could kill the command center, but Marines will stem down. Gateway's being depowered. Clem coming forward across this map. The delay on the 3rd is fantastic, though. I'd like to see revelations on the army on the front. The Zealots run forward. One of those will go down to the Cyclone. Nice pick off for Clem. It's just 1 Zealot. Not going to be game-changing. Here we go. Ooh, that's what we wanted to see. Oh, this is such an exposed point of weakness for Clem. Loses the SCV one more time. The Zealots are going to be able to take out those Widow Mines as well. Very nicely done. Should be able to get at least 1 or 2 of those out of there. Oh, or not. Fire does clean it up. 55 workers for NEEB. He's got to drop that 4th, I think. He's just still massing Zealots. I think he's also got to keep setting up the Zealots for the run-by. It's interesting to see the way these players move at this high level. It's very different to my games, where I'm like, dude, you should just be Zealot hitting the natural all game long, but I think he realizes Clem's kind of taking up more of a defensive stance, and he's gone to 4 gases. He's dropping a Robo Bay and a Templar Archives. Divergent tech paths there. I don't really see you in this 4 gas scenario, that being intelligent. I think NEEB should be taking a 4th base and playing heavier on the Zealots, but he's afraid of the critical mass of Marine Mine, so he feels he needs to get splash damage ASAP, which makes perfect sense. I get it. It definitely is a good decision. Phoenix going to go for the SCVs. This is going to keep Clem's economy in the gutters compared to NEEB's very juicy 61 probes, 49 SCVs only. Where's the gases on this 3rd, though? NEEB, your main's mining out. Like, you've got excess probes. I think NEEB's transition's a little slow, guys. I guess he's going to go Colossus, just 1 Colossus. He's building another. You just finished your Robo Bay. Oh no, NEEB's lost the plot, guys. He just built a 2nd Robo and a Robo Bay, but his Robo Bay just finished. It's not a good transition for NEEB right now. He's not pushing the economy. He's not pushing into tech. He's lost track of what tech even got built in this game. He's recalling his Phoenix. I mean, I like the stasis traps, but he's got to get a move on, man. He has transferred some probes down here to this 3rd base now. He's thinking about taking the 4th at the front. Single Marine spotter. Clem's like, hey, are you still on 3 base? What the hell, man? 4th base does go down. Still a Mass Zealot army, and at this point in the game, Mass Zealot's not really a good army. I mean, he's going to just try and swarm. Oh, Clem's actually only got 36 Marines versus 33 Zealots. Those numbers don't sound good. The 10 Marauders help, the 7 Widowmines help. The trick here is Clem cannot get pressed up against a wall. He needs to get in a big ball and start a step backwards against the Zealots, and then the Zealots will be really bad. But if he gets flanked or surrounded or anything like that, or some Widowmines get dragged into the bio ball, that's where things go really bad for him. The Phoenix coming in. NEEB's been so good with these Phoenix. But I think now that he's going double Colossus and he's getting a second Forge, he's adding more attack upgrades as he swaps more into a Colossus rather than Zealot focus. I think he should be splitting those Zealots off for a counterattack. I don't think you ever want to be fighting front on right now. This is a huge weak point for NEEB. Mass Zealot versus Mass Marine Mine. He might be able to do it with some Stasis Traps or with the Colossus joining in the fight. But I think it's such a better decision to be backstabbing. So I think a big hole in NEEB's game here right now is he's setting up to defend a front on attack at the worst moment in the game for him to be fighting front on. The Colossus are here. They will definitely help him out. There's no Vikings. The Colossus should be the saving grace. Great force fields. But he doesn't need this many Zealots here. He could be ruining the economy. There we go. Sorry, guys. I missed that. Zealots did sneak off and split down the right side. That's what we need to see more of. Widowmines do clean up the ones in the natural, but gets rid of the mining time. The Zealots have pretty trash expendable units. Just want to throw them in with the run bys. He's going to try and hunt Clem down as well. Jumps on the rally point with those Zealots. The overstim could be real. Clem already stimming his units down. He's trying to return there. He should definitely repair that command center or it might go down. It's very similar in terms of worker supply, but up 17 army supply of mostly Zealots, 2-2 and 3rd and 4th Colossus on the way. And guess what? There's no Vikings out. Only the first 2 Vikings building right now. So this is getting worse and worse for Clem, who's trying to squeeze a 4th command center out. But dude, how's he going to clear this army? How is he going to clear this army? If he had 8 Vikings now, I think he'd be fine. But with 2 Vikings or 1, a second one about to pop, ooh, he's in a bad spot. Now, NEEB's economy is not really amazing. Only 70 workers, right? He didn't really get up to that big 85 probe NEEB economy from days gone past. Oh, sloppy ghost misrally out there. 2 ghosts going down for nothing. Clem's way down in supply right now. This is really bad for Clem. He's in a very bad position. NEEB, the Zealots attacking from the top side. They don't really find anything. Great Widowmine on the Zealots on the south, but pulling back the Zealots on the top side is very good. Zealots running in to hit that 4th command center. The Archon Colossus trying to go forwards. They are fighting the bio, but now they're starting to hit buildings a little bit on the right side. Feels like a bit of a disjointed attack here for NEEB. His Zealots dying before the Colossus were really able to bring that firepower to bear, but maybe he can get the Colossus back. The stutter step on the Colossus, he barely manages to keep those Colossus alive. He loses one of them, but why is he still here? He's got to pull back. I mean, NEEB's looking for the victory right now. This is so dangerous, though. He's got no support, no warp prism, no forward warp gate or pylon to warp in off. He's trying to rally some Zealots forward across the map. Widowmine getting some nice hits on those. But I think that was a pretty sloppy engage from NEEB. It was probably good enough. I don't know, man. I really feel like he sent those Zealots a bit too far ahead of his army, both on this side and into the mineral line. I think he should have been pulling those Zealots back just a little bit better. Without the Viking reach there's no reason for NEEB to just charge like this. I think he can be a bit more tactical, picking in, prodding, that sort of stuff. That being said, Blink's not done right now, so these even just handful of Vikings are going to be able to chase him home. A few Stalkers do come forwards. Single shot from the Phoenix does take down the Viking. And the bio chasing Clem still, of course, way down in supply. 2-2 upgrades versus 1-1 in favor of the Protoss. But 2-2 will be finishing in just a moment for Clem. His 4th base is not building right now, and that is a problem. There we go. SCVs finally get back on top of that. Here we go. NEEB wants to keep the fight going. Still no Warp Prism up front and center. He's just rallying across the map. It's just constant here. The Disruptor's now adding an extra layer of BS that Clem does not want to deal with right now. He is just too poor to be dealing with this advanced Protoss army. Another Disruptor goes forward. Oh, Clem turns away and runs. He could have taken that one out. Another Disruptor ball. Only hits the Zealots in that case, but the Zealot, Colossus, Stalker, I think there might just be too many numbers. The EMPs were, of course, a little bit late in this fight as well. That being said, Clem does clean it up. Keeps his command center alive. He had to lose some SCVs. But look at that, dude. 2 Marauders and 2 Ghosts chase down all the Colossus and the Disruptors. And once again, Clem is fighting like a champion. NEEB, he is not taking the best aggressive fights, whereas Clem is defending with very, very low economy. This one, Widowmine gets its 3rd kill of the game. It's been incredibly valuable. What is that? Widowmine drop going down the right side. He's going to try and drop this base and this base. Very cute. Fourth base will land. Definitely needs to repair that one as well to make sure it stays alive. The longer the game goes, the more I feel like NEEB's actually losing a bit of momentum. That being said, the 20 worker advantage now, he has actually added probes more to that NEEB style economy that he's known for. Only one of these Widow Mines will fire. He's going to, of course, reposition that one out of range of the cannon. And the Widow Mine drop is still ready and available to go in again. Stalkers coming forward with Disruptors. There's no Zealots in there, so it's a very fragile army to both EMP and Marauders. But so little bio. Gets a Ghost and a Marauder there. Nice shots. Clem pushing forward with just a handful of men with guns. I mean, the crazy confidence of this Terran player. He scares off 30 Stalkers with like 3 Marauders and 8 Marines. NEEB, of course, respecting it because generally fighting bio with EMP'd Stalkers, not a good idea. The Vikings have all landed at this point, desperately needing more Marine Marauder production. Still only on 5 barracks, though, is Clem. Clem's got 60 SCVs. If he could ever get an even supply fight in the same pattern as the other fights in this game, then that would be huge, but he's just not been able to get it. He's been always down in supply. NEEB is just looking for those disruptor shots now. Splitting a few zealots in the mineral line, always a good move. I would like to see a warp prism get snuck in here for NEEB. Feels like it's been so long since he could reinforce on the front. Oh, that's a good snipe though. Getting the command center. The command center can't run away very quickly. And the disruptor's covering his retreat. Gets a medevac there. He's got another disruptor shot in the back of this army. It's going to zone Clem out. Clem wants to chase him down, but he's not getting the shot. Another 3 probes go down in this Widow Mine before finally that cannon finishes. Another disruptor shot goes out. Great spreadies by Clem. Hunting down a few of these disruptors, but got to be careful. The Widow Mine does go down to that. The units lost tab looking like it is in the favor of Clem, but he's been down in the economy for such a long period now. On the back foot, trying to counter push and get the fight to happen on the Protoss side of the map. Another disruptor shot comes forward, stops just short of the Terran army. There is a shield battery in the back of this, though, and I think the numbers might just be too high. The Widow Mine and the Marine flank on the top is actually quite nice. The Archon's stuck behind the Stalkers, and yet another fight that is honestly massive numbers advantage for NEEB, but better micro and engagements by Clem. NEEB is unable to just close in on Clem and shut him down, and I think part of the reason is he's got nothing to distract Clem from the front. Clem has the more nimble army, and NEEB is fat-fingering these fights a little bit, dude. He's fat-fingering these fights. Clem keeps on getting that supply closer and closer. He's down on workers still, but the army supply very, very close now. 3-3 upgrades are going to catch up for Terran in a moment. That's going to really help. These Widow Mines being such a thorn in the side for NEEB. It's very hard to see those Widow Mine markings on this map as well, on the ramps. So he doesn't even notice them. Another Widow Mine does fire. These Widow Mines getting crazy value this game. Gateway on the left did get repowered. That's going to go down. He's going to try and get over here and take out this base. Oh, that Widow Mine just killed 14 SCVs. It only counts 1 on its kill count, so that when they go for the Widow Mine's job review, they say, oh, only 1 kill? Okay, not the best job. Little did they realize he killed 14 SCVs, you shithead! You shithead of a Widow Mine! The Bio Ghost coming in a bit desperate here for Clem. I think he should have just kept defending his expansion. EMPs, the DTs, the Archons tries to save some units. The Stalkers blink into their own ball. But it doesn't matter because NEEB has taken him out there. Clem should not have left that base. I think if he kept defending there, he might have been able to hang on. His upgrades were catching up. He was fighting a little bit more efficiently. And NEEB there really, I think, messing up on a few of these engagements, but it doesn't matter. He gets the win in the end. Great early game, great macro, and he does get a point on the board. All right. Let's go, everybody. Game number 4. Dropped a map there, did Clem. Fighting from behind like a legend, though. Almost got back in it. In the bottom left, we've got NEEB. Finally got a point on the board, but I gotta say, I thought he was in a good spot. Took way too long to either take a 4th base or transition into the Robo Bay. When he did do the Robo Bay, he forgot he put it down. So his transition was delayed a good 45 seconds, which I think was a big issue for him. And then some of those late game fights were lacking. Now let's keep in mind, this is of course the EU Grand Finals, which means NEEB playing from the Eastern US is playing with lag. He's got 100, I don't know, 100 ping, 110 ping, I'd guess, something like that. Clem will be playing from France to France or France to Germany. Not quite sure where the server is. Somewhere over there in Western Europe. And he'd be playing with like 10, 20 ping, something like that probably. So it's definitely going to be an advantage in the micro front for Clem. And it's already something where Protoss players struggle to micro with their less nimble army, right? It's more about sending a lot of counterattacks and backstabs and zealots and DTs to distract the Terran. And then when he's distracted, you can land those disruptor shots, right? But your main army just kind of pokes around I think NEEB, though, definitely slipped up in the engagements multiple times by committing too deep with his Zealots ahead of his army. Should have been pulling them back, working his range advantage when there was no Vikings out in the field, and getting his Colossus further forward to focus down the bio, that sort of stuff. Now, looks like we are going to see the Reaper bunker pressure. The expansion not delayed at all here for Clem. Should be going that reactor. Beautiful play. And it's a Stalker first, because Stalkers are the best at shutting down the Reaper. Now, you can see the bunker took a little bit of damage. The SCV took one hit from a probe, but there's already a shield battery down here. And he's focusing the pylon, is Clem. You can see he's targeting that pylon. So he's manually told the bunker to attack it. And I don't think he'll change targets to the Stalker because they both have 1 armor. So you're doing the same damage to both of them, but pylon can't run away. So just a nice simple way of thinking about it. Notice he keeps popping that SCV out here and then trying to dodge the projectile. So whenever NEEB targets it, look at that, he dodged a projectile. Let me turn the camera, dodged it again. NEEB's going to target it. NEEB's going to target it in a moment. NEEB's going to target it. He's preemptively dodging. He's even getting a Marine in! Oh my god, he just walked a Marine in there. And look at that, he's even bouncing the bloody Stalker. Oh! Once again, gets inside. And there we go, dodges a projectile. Dodge, okay, stop the Stalker from even attacking it. Gets a hit, and it does finally go down. The probes are here as well. The Reaper's going to try to jump in the main. He'd like to get a scout off, but he will go down for that, and he will not get a scout on the tech, which is once again Stargate into Oracle. Now, I don't mind the Oracle in this scenario, guys, because he knows it's an expansion. But remember, in game 1 in this series, I criticized him saying he should go Phoenix because you know there's going to be a Widowmine drop. Well, guess what? It is actually Hellions into a Widowmine drop, but because it's much later than in that one base opening scenario in game 1, he can still go Phoenix after this Oracle and be safe. Problem, he's moving across with 3 Stalkers and a probe right now. I don't know why there's a probe on his army group, but I think he's just messed that up. And he's got nothing to defend these Hellions. The Oracle is the only unit he's got at home right now. Oh man, these Hellions, if they dive in, they do so much. But there's nothing to defend the Stalkers right now, so that's also a problem. Widowmines could go burrow on the ramp. The probe randomly runs in and says, why am I here? Oracle should be able to deal with those Hellions now. The Oracle did stay home, and look at that. Good pull on the probes. He loses 4 guys. That should be it. Oracle's got plenty of energy. 4 probes go down for 3 SCVs. You'd say, oh, it's good for the Terran, right? Except the fact is, you're being evicted from your natural right now. Now, NEEB does not know those Widowmines just got picked up. Clem going to go for the dangerous move, high risk, high reward, trying to get that out. And he's going to see if he can get that Widowmine drop going. If I were him, I'd actually throw down an armory here. Though that would obviously be very dangerous. And oh, NEEB! NEEB! He's like, dude, I bet you're going to try and counter drop me. Spots it with the Oracle and the Phoenix, but NEEB, wake up! Oh, he's getting jumped on at the front. The Cyclone distracted him. He didn't notice. He was so busy watching his Stalkers running away from the Trilly Boys. The Trilly Boys and the Cyclone were like, distraction! Distraction! And they killed 2 Stalkers and distract him. Now, Clem, he thinks he's been spotted probably, so he's just actually burrowed his Widowmines there, and he's going to try and bait the Phoenix and the Oracles into it, because he assumed NEEB was ready for it. NEEB was not. If he went in, he could have got some big booms off there. So we're seeing this game's going a bit weird, topsy-turvy, upside down all over the place as both players kind of miss things, looking at the wrong place and all that sort of stuff. They get little misreads, weird little adjustments and the like. This probe's going to come in and find a bit of a bad time. Why is this 10 times louder than anything else? Why? YouTube, why would you change soundtracks and then just change the volume by 1,000 notches? I hate you, YouTube. So dumb. All right, so the Widowmines do take out that probe there. And just getting rid of that overly loud music that started up for a moment. Sorry about that, guys. It's a good soundtrack, but it's a very inconsistent volume, the Brood War soundtrack. So going back to the Wings of Liberty, one of my favorites. Oh, Phoenix does take a hit and picks up the other Widowmine before it can recharge. Well done. 2 Phoenix chase the medevac. The other Phoenix pick off the Widowmines. A clean split there for NEEB. And he knows he can just go home and look at his macro. Probing on up, going for that charge and that +1 armor. Again, NEEB and Showtime, the Phoenix boys. They love their Phoenix charge a lot in this matchup. Clem's got a lot of experience against it, though. He understands just how dangerous this can be. It's a big 3-racks push. He's going to go for the 3rd on location. 2nd tank's on the way. Phoenix are pretty good versus tanks, though. Usually you want Widowmines in this scenario. NEEB just throwing a stasis trap in his face. Clem should have noticed that, right? Clem! Oh! Oh, that's a 30-second or 20-second delay on your push, isn't it? Oh, man. And now the Phoenix is like, well, you can't push without those guys. We can just spend our energy picking up units now. Chilling out. The Oracle will see when you move through the middle with that Revelation. Oh, he goes for the tank. Clem with the mass repair, though. You can't load SCVs inside a siege tank, so thankfully the game mechanic's saving him there. Mass repair, but the tank goes down. Oh, 6 Phoenix, too much for that repair. And here we go. Force fields are going to hold Clem back. He's just trying to buy time. He says, just buy a moment. Use the force fields. Get zealots. Get charge. Get that +1 armor. Really good plays here. Oh, NEEB. Medevacs are right there. They're just out of his vision. If he turns, he could get 2 medevacs. That would be massive, guys. There's only 2 medevacs at the front right now. And I think NEEB has got a much better army once he gets 1 more zealot warp in and his armor upgrade kicks in. Just because of the size. I think he's got a really good sized army. The Phoenix going to jump on these medevacs. This is what I'm talking about, man. They can dive on top. Phoenix Zealot is so good at that. He's going to pick up the tank as well. So many Phoenix this time around. He's got to pick up some more units. He's going to go after the Cyclone. The medevacs go down. The Drilly Boys arrive for the SCV pool, but he's already lost his whole army by that point. Clem tries to go all in, but the SCV's got here just a few seconds too late. Beautiful hold by NEEB. All right. We're going to game 5. This series has turned itself upside down. He steamrolled through game 1 and game 2, but it's getting nasty. This is Liquid Clem on the bottom left side. That's crazy. If he ran his Hellions in immediately in that last game, I think that would have been a completely different early game. But no way for him to realize that, of course, this man was doing a Stalker pressure on him. NEEB staying unpredictable. Bottom right side of this map, it's Blackburn. Clem sends an SCV all the way around to build the barracks here. This is a 300 IQ move, guys. You see, most Terrans say, why wouldn't you just build it here and rally the Reaper out? But Clem, by sending the SCV all the way around there, he gets to work on this SCV's fitness. So that guy is going to be better at running in the future, and he definitely didn't just waste an obscene amount of mining time to build the barracks in a rather shit position. Okay, I get it. It's hidden. There's a reason. NEEB's going to be like, oh no, I'm getting proxy racks, when he's actually not. He's just going to lift it up here after 1 Reaper and build it there. But I just feel like it's so awkward getting all the way down there. You do lose a bit of mining time. It's only 1 SCV. I'm sure there's a decent argument behind it. Anyways, NEEB is going to just circle around this main. See if the factory goes down at home. That'll confirm that he's not being proxy 111'd. Not going to be tanks. Bunkers being built on his natural 3 minutes into the game. He does go Cybercore into the Nexus. And second pylon on 20... Oh, he's going to go Zealot. So 20 Zealot, 22 second pylon, and then 1 probe and 1 gas, right? Cool build order. Tight. Sees the factory at home, so he knows he's not being completely all in. Pulls a probe from that side of the mineral line, off the gas, I guess. And the Zealot will come out. So, I mean, the Zealot's already been forced. As we said, the barracks wants to get back quickly so it can land the reactor. It does take a while to go through the slow zone, though. Barracks already very slow at moving. And the Reaper's going to come back and clean up this probe. So the Zealot was kind of a waste in this game. It's just chilling up there. Doesn't really have a purpose till much later. The slow zone does affect the flying barracks. It does count as a... it does actually count as a unit when it's flying, I believe. Someone was pointing out the other day, we were discussing Tempests don't get their bonus first buildings when they're flying, and that's because it is counted as a unit when it's flying. Now, someone else said that's actually not the reason. It's because it's flying, and the Tempest only gets the bonus to buildings on its anti-ground attack. I don't know which is the case there. Is it actually count as a unit when it's flying? Was that a made-up answer that someone said? Because the other one's definitely true, that the Tempest doesn't have the bonus first ground on its anti-ground attack. But I don't know if it counts as a unit type when it's floating or something like that. I mean, it shouldn't, because then it would take damage to like Psystorm and stuff, right? I think it still counts as a building. Same with like a Spore and a Spine and everything. It's not like they suddenly can get hit by Widow Mines or anything. Anyways. Nice. Gets the probe, but pulls the Widow Mine back. Clem not losing anything there. This is a bit unfortunate though. He's only got 1 extra Marine building. Okay, with the Reaper he should be okay. He's gonna run that Widow Mine forward and burrow it there as well in a moment. And that will get him back. The SCV comes forward to repair, but with the high ground advantage, NEEB has to back off. The Zealot does a bit of tanking, but not that much else. And, oh, if the Reaper wants to get the Zealot, it's definitely going to put itself at risk. That Zealot needs to run away, bro. Reaper throws itself away. Clem. Little sloppy there. Straight Phoenix this time. No Oracles. 2 Widowmine drop going to come on in, but there's only 1 Phoenix out. It's not a quick Stargate by any means. So these guys should be able to get out of here. That being said, oh, he barely misses the medevac. It threads the needle. How does he not see it? Oh my god. It goes right in between the Phoenix and the Adepts leaving the base. And these Widow Mines are going to turn into some winner mines, know what I'm saying? 2 probes and an Adept do go down there. Not the end of the world, but he's actually going to commit with what? 2 Adepts, a Zealot, and a Stalker, trying to put the aggression on. The medevac will escape out of here as these Phoenix do take out the Widow Mines. Medevac gets out the top side. Second Widow Mine goes down. Here we go. Zealot, Stalker, and 2 Adepts are going to go after these Marines. He gets 1 Marine. Second Marine goes down very quickly there. Oh, doesn't want to lose the Stalker. He's already lost an Adept and now a Stalker, and now it's all going to go down. It's all Ogre, man. It's all Ogre, man. Too many men with guns there. I don't think that was a great trade there. I mean, a lot of them were basic units that weren't going to be matter too much for NEEB, but... Oh, no. Oh, the medevac does the assist. Comes in from escaping home after his Widow Mine drop and spots, and a Phoenix goes down. And now NEEB. Oh, no, guys. He's in Dicktown. He's in a really bad spot. So he's saying, I need to play 2 base Colossus because I'm not going to be able to defend a 3rd base a few minutes from now when Stim and everything's done. I already feel like I'm in a really bad spot. Going to play Phoenix Colossus. He might play Carriers from here. But Clem has been rushing to Starport Viking if he realizes you're doing that. I don't think NEEB would play that style anyway. The 0 skill carrier robo style. Oh, NEEB, get out of there, bro. Turned around too early. Almost lost another Phoenix. Eight Marines are going to go across this map right now. 3 barracks are on the way up as well. Oh, this could be a big catch for NEEB, but Clem does spot it. And he's just going to dive on the medevac, but good focus fire. Clem does take out a Phoenix. Now, these Marines are stranded. They're just going to hang out here until another medevac comes out, and then he'll have to boost over and ferry them out. You could wait till you have like 6 Phoenix, right? Or even 5, and just pick up these Marines one at a time and kill them. That's definitely a doable thing. Robo Bay is on the way. NEEB moving out to take a 3rd base. He's going to play a very high-tech style. Opposite of the Zealot Phoenix low-tech super mobile style. Main base and natural a bit oversaturated here for NEEB. Doesn't have that 3rd base started just yet. He builds a shield battery in the main. He's worried about just a big attack hitting him. And like a drop getting in his main or something like that. He's like, look, dude, this 3x could be very dangerous. And he does have a 4 Phoenix count out. 1 Immortal, 2 Sentries. I don't think he can defend the 3rd base. Clem's coming on forwards. First Colossus starts up. He's got 2 Immortals. Plus the Phoenix might do all right. NEEB, quick reaction. Go, go, go. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, nice. Picks up the Cyclone to protect itself. Okay. Does he have a shield battery? He does. The Nexus has just started. No battery overcharge out here, mate. Battery does get some good healing off. Cyclone a bit out there, though. And it's actually going to kill a Sentry. Very nicely done. Oh my god, that Cyclone just drained that battery of all of its energy and still gets the kill. 3rd Command Center building on location. First Colossus is almost out. Viagra does start up here. Oh, it's a good Widow Mine hit. And that Robo now rallying to the Immortal. That Stalker needs to get back. There we go. Cyclone does lose vision for a moment. If this Colossus can kill the Marines, that would be huge. Pick up that Widow Mine. Very nicely done. Doesn't want to lose his Phoenix. Notice he's very careful. He's very worried about Clem focusing the Phoenix down, because if he loses his Phoenix, he can't control the drops. Look at that. Even this Widow Mine, he doesn't really have a way of dealing with it. The Colossus is going to take one for the team there. Realizes it has enough shields to tank the entire thing. Will regenerate eventually. 3rd base is up. 4th and 5th barracks should be going down now for Clem. Indeed they are. +1 armor starts up for him as well. A cancel on this would be huge right now, but the Colossus is close by. Uh-oh, Widow Mine will take out a Zealot. Oh no, the Colossus! Okay, Colossus does survive for now, but heavily damaged. It's going to be 110 hit points permanently gone from it. More Phoenix are building. These Phoenix hanging out over here. The lack of map vision really hurting NEEB right now. He's going to scout this 3rd with this Adept and at least realize, okay, you've got a 3rd, but I've got a 3rd, and I do think he's turtled up really well. He's now adding gateways, so he's going to go up to 6 gateways. He's going to add charge. Probably Archon tech. You just want to be a little cautious relying on Archons, because Archons are so good for a timing attack if you can hit pre-Ghost. But yet again, another unit taking in a Widow Mine hit for the team. Nicely done. Because Ghosts are so good versus the Immortals and the Archons both, right? Not to mention the Phoenix losing not just their shields, but all their energy for pickups. Going straight to 2nd Robo and Disruptor off 6 gas is a good way of stalling out any sort of Terran advance. And indeed, NEEB The conclusions that I'm slowly coming to with 100% information, NEEB has already planned out. He might be a little smarter than I am at the video game, and he knows exactly how to force this into the later stages, man. Ghost Academy Armory on the way. So Clem, he's rounding everything out. Quick fourth command center. I like it. Clem realizes this game's going to go for a long time. Just take a fourth straight away, dude. Slow Zealot, not the most powerful unit in the game by any means. The Marines gun him down. And NEEB goes for a fourth Nexus on the gold as well. Now, this is a pretty small army out here. If he gets caught by the Colossus, could get jumped on for sure. A few more observers would be very nice as well for Mr. NEEB. Gets one of those Widow Mines. His Vikings, though, one of them is like one hit from death. Oh, flanky flank! Oh, Clem with a flanky flank comes in, gets 2 of those Phoenix. Very nicely done. And remember, he's only got 4 Phoenix and 2 unupgraded Stalkers for anti-air. He starts Blink, realizing the Phoenix stage of this game is pretty much over. He needs to get some more well-rounded ground-based anti-air. So still a pretty close game, but 2-2 upgrades on the way. It feels like NEEB is still unsure where Clem's going, and Clem is like, you're just going to turtle. I can pressure you, but I don't actually have to do anything here. He's like, if I can find some pickoffs, sure, I'll take it, but otherwise I'm just chilling. And what was that, a cannon or a battery or something just got cancelled there? Interesting. NEEB is giving up this base location. Oh, he can defend that, guys. He actually can defend this base. Clem gets a cancel. NEEB playing a little bit scared right now. As I said, he doesn't have any info. Clem, he's like floating a fourth out, going double upgrade Ghost Viking. The only thing he's missing is a second starport. And in the next 30 seconds, he's going to lift this factory and build a starport there. I guarantee you that. I guarantee it. Twitch chat, YouTube. Actually, he does need 3 more. He's only on 5 racks, so he does need 3 more barracks before he does that. I think he'll get the 8 barracks before going up. 4th base in the top right, but still NEEB not really protecting his expansions, guys. And we do see 2 more barracks going down right now in the main, so he's going to go 7 barracks. Didn't quite have enough money to go straight to the 8. The army looking very scary for Clem right now, and he's going to split push. Viking count on the bottom. Pure Bio Ghost on the top. Phoenix come in, grab a few SCVs, but... Ooh, the Adept does see this army. Other unit in the bottom sees that as well. NEEB needs a 6 split right now, bro. Zealots get caught out front. Oh, the Vikings! Oh, the Vikings doing big damage, man! Nice disruptor shot, but in the top. Oh, no! Clem splits up, divides, and conquers. And NEEB, he was just a little bit too stuck in his corner of the map. He didn't have the information, and he needed another minute or 2 there to get some units out. Remember, giving up that gold on the 4th made no sense before, but that's because we saw everything. That's why it made no sense for us. And here, his army just split up. He doesn't really have any meat in his army yet. He's got very few zealots. It's all about the disruptors keeping this army back, but check it out, guys. This is a very small force. All he needed was a handful of units down here, but he sent a handful of units with no disruptors to deal with that, and they just got blitzed. 4 base first, 3 base, losing a bunch of his power units, and NEEB knew he was just going to get overrun in that game. Very, very good game from Clem, getting the pressure going early and just not relenting, and that game really switching into a bigger macro focus with that quick 4th base and really building forwards. He never swapped the starport onto the reactor, but he already had 11 Vikings, way outnumbering the Colossus and the Phoenix, so it didn't matter. GG, well played, Clem. A great start. NEEB fought back like a champion, but Clem wins it in the end, 3-2.